Dr. Andrea Shanowski from Align Life Peoria. I'm super excited today because today we are actually doing our number one first part of our 5-part series that we're doing this January, all about what your body's trying to tell you so that you can meet your health goals this year. So this is the New Year, New You workshop, and this is part number 1. So today we're going to be talking about how to balance your pH so that you have less inflammation in your body and also better weight loss results too. So one of the most important things to realize is that our pH is actually either the basic or acidic level of what is going on in our body. So when our bodies are more acidic or lower on the pH scale, that food and the things that are going on in our body, when we have that acidity, that's going to typically cause not only more inflammation in your joints and your muscles, but it's also going to cause less oxygen to go to our cells, and it's going to delay healing processes. So a lot of times I do find that when we do have more of an acidic body or acidic pH, which is a lower pH, your body is typically going to have a lot more issues with pain and inflammation, and more likely to have an injury as well. So the really cool thing is when we look at pH, if we can improve that pH and get it back in a normal range, which ideally you want your body's pH to be between 6.4 and 7.4. So a lot of times when I have people do a pH test, which is a simple urine strip test, you basically just take a little strip paper, put it in your urine stream, and check to see what that is compared to a colored scale. You'll be able to figure out what your pH number is. And in many cases, when your pH is lower, like by 1 point, that's actually 10 times lower than it needs to be. So one of the interesting things is when we look at that pH, we can directly affect that with the water that we're drinking. We can affect it with the food choices that we're making. We can also look at kind of lowering how much of that food that we're eating that causes acidity in our body. And some examples of that would be sugary foods, processed foods, things like coffee, things like sugar drinks and things like that. Those typically are going to make your body more acidic. So we want to focus more on our water, our fruits and vegetables, get that back in normal range if you are on the low end. So another interesting thing about acidity is when we have high levels of acidity in our body, those acids are actually stored inside of your fat cells. And your body really, really focuses on trying to reduce that inflammation as much as possible. So in many cases, when I have patients that are very acidic, their body's going to have more water and more swelling inside of their cells and joints because their body is trying to lower the acidity by adding water there. So when we have that happening, you're going to have more swelling. You're going to notice your joints are harder to move. You're going to have less mobility, but we're also going to have less oxygen in those joints. So we're more likely to have injury. We're more likely to have muscle strains, sprains, and also injury to our ligaments. So really important to realize that when those acids are inside of your fat cells are not going to shrink because your body wants to protect you. It doesn't want those acids going out into your bloodstream. So your body will actually lower your metabolism rather than releasing that stored acid. So when we have a lot of acidity, you're going to have more swelling, more joint pain. So in our office, we focus number 1 on some dietary habits to help improve your acidity and get it back in the normal range. But we also provide chiropractic care. We help to make sure that your joints are moving, your muscles and ligaments are healthy. We give you some nutritional advice. We give you stretching and exercises so we can get everything on the right page so you can really be in the right place for health. So one of the most important things is, like I said, number 1, eating the right diet, but you also, if you're having joint pain issues, you need to get it checked out. The more you work and kind of focus on using those joints and kind of ignoring them when they're telling you there's a problem, you're more likely to have an injury. So we want to make sure we get the right diet, get chiropractic care or any type of physical therapy care if we need that. But then the last thing we also want to do is we want to make sure we're getting oxygen back into those tissues because let's face it, when we have all that swelling and water clogging up our cells, that's going to cause less oxygen to get in there. We're going to have less effective workouts. We're going to have more missed days, more likely to have injury because our muscles are going to fatigue quicker and our tissues become less elastic. So if you were tuning into this part 1 of our 5-part series, I'm hoping you learned something today, but I really want to kind of advocate for you to find out what's going on with your health and what your body's trying to tell you. So for a limited time only, we have 5 spots available. I have 5 pH tests that I want to give away for free. All you have to do is set up a consultation in our office, free of charge. All you have to do is set up that appointment, come on in, we'll give you the pH test, tell you how to do it, and give you some other advice about how we can help you meet your health goals this year. So to redeem that, you just have to send us an email. You can send that over to Peoria, Peoria, at alignlife.com. That's ALIGNLIFE.com. give us your name, give us a phone number to reach you so we can contact you to set that up. And then also if you can give us one of your health goals this year that you feel like you need more information or want to solve. So again, you can send us an email, peoria@alignlife.com. Send us your name, send us your phone number, and one health goal that you want help with or want to understand more this year. If you have any questions, you can send us a message on Facebook. Hopefully you can comment on this too if you feel like doing that. But messages are the best way to reach us because then we can reply back to those or call you if necessary as well. So hopefully you learned something today. Like I said, today was part 1 of our 5-part series. Our next one will be happening on Thursday, January 21st at 6 p.m. And that'll be all about toxins in our environment, how those are storing in our body, causing issues with energy and weight loss problems. So tune in for that one, like I said, Thursday at 6 p.m. We will see you for that one and hope you learned something today. Have a great day.